Hi there, this is Julia Malloy, business expert for the design industry. Hope you guys are doing amazing, and I hope that you have been following along on the Get Organized program with me in February and taking advantage of all these free documents that I'm giving you guys. It's good stuff. So even if you already have it in your office, it's really nice to get it and get a fresh perspective. I guarantee anyone, I don't care how long you've been in business, you will get something out of that. Copy, paste it, put it in your own. Because these are really standard best practices for the industry. So today we're on to day 6 of our Get Organized program, and that means we're on to the next role. Guess which one it is? I bet you guys know. It's junior designer. That's right. So I'm kind of building it as you would be building a new, fresh firm. Okay, I'm kind of going in that order of what hires you hire when. Because you can't always hire every role all at once. But I do recommend hiring your admin expediter first. In most cases, if you are a full service design firm that does do procurement. And then the next one is your junior designer. Now, junior designers, unlike the admin expediter, really you have a hard time. Now, there are exceptions, but most of the time, a good junior is at the point in their career where they really are going to need to work full time. So finding one part time, generally speaking, isn't an option. Okay, so I look at it as a full time role. Okay. The good news about that, though, and I have the job description here. You can download it on my site. You can see that, day 6, junior designer description of duties. Okay. I want to talk about this because I have a lot of people kind of ready for a junior, or maybe think they might be ready but are unsure about that extra payroll cost. Okay. Now, as I mentioned in the last video, the admin expediter role, if you are billing out for expediting time, even if it's at a reduced rate, they are generally speaking a net zero. They should be billing out about 30% of their time, plus or minus, on expediting, freeing up at least 5 hours for you to convert to billable. And when you add those numbers up, minus their weekly payroll, they, generally speaking, are going to cost you $0. Okay. The junior designer and the designer role comprise your design team. And generally speaking, you start out with the junior and you play both the principal designer and the designer role. So you're kind of running the project and implementing the project with the assistance of your junior designer. Now I want you to think about the numbers here. I walk people through this all the time because it is scary to hire. And again, I'm speaking to those of you out there that are building their team, not those who have been in business for a while and already have a structure. The design team is unlike a normal hire, okay, because they are net positive hires. They make you money. They are your money machine. The design team, if they should be working to capacity, which is at least 70% billable time. If they're not billing out 70% of your time, of their time, then something is going wrong. Okay, so that's when we look at process flow and efficiencies and their ability to source and do their job well, and structure that you've established for the firm. Those kinds of things. If they're not billing at least, by a minimum, 70% of their time, then something else is wrong. Okay. But assuming that they are hitting their 70% plus in billable time, what we do is we figure out how much time they are freeing up for you to actually bill at your billable rate plus their billable rate, 70%. Full time, that means they're billing out at 28, I think if I'm recalling, it's 28.5 hours a week in a 40-hour week. And you take their billable rate, let's just say it's $85 or $95 an hour, something like that. When we end up doing the math, you end up making about $1,000 to $1,200, $1,500 a month, or excuse me, a week on that role. If you add their billable time plus whatever you are going to bill out more because you have that person doing other things for you and you're billing out, you have enough work that you have your own level of services that you're providing, and you have enough work to bill out your own time as well. And so when we do the math on this, it's pretty exciting because that means that you're really, most of the time, you're making $4,500 to $6,500 more a month by having this role on, because it doesn't cost you money. They make you money because they're billable. So I want you to start thinking about it. Your design team is your money machine. So that's why getting an office that has a strong support of your admin expediter to keep everything on billable time and everyone working very smoothly, and then get your design team in place. Man, I mean, that's magic. You guys make a lot of money. Cherry pick your projects. It's a beautiful thing. So I guess that's what I had to say about that. I say the caveat to hiring the junior and having that billable time, that 70%, is just you have to be at a place in your business where you do have enough work. So you have to be able to feed this junior designer enough work and have enough so that if they are doing their job of, helping with CAD, creating project binders, doing sourcing, picking up, pulls at the hardware store, CFAs, memo samples, helping with installs, like all that stuff. There's a lot of little stuff you don't realize. If you have them doing that, there's still enough work for you on the principal and designer level tasks that, things are just moving faster for your clients, which is good, and it's freeing up more time for you to do marketing and kind of think luxury service and all of those things. But you have to have a full enough pipeline to keep this person busy, plus you busy too. If you don't have that, then you need to work on some marketing and client attraction and that kind of thing. But if you are busy and you're not getting to all your projects quickly enough, people are waiting too long, and you are working like crazy, if you're afraid of hiring, then don't be. Just make sure your junior designer is billing out at least 70% of their time. And there's structural things. That's, again, why I do the business blueprint, because you have to have some structure in place for them to be proactive for you. So there's back-end work as a CEO that needs to be done in order for you to be well positioned to make this hire, so that you're not just sending them individual, spoon feeding them tasks. And we've all been down that road where you don't have enough structure, you don't have a way for them to be proactive for you, and you're telling them what to do, and then you're looking at what they did and then telling them why it was wrong and then fixing it. And by the time you do all that, you could have just done it like 5 times over, and it's just really grueling. So we don't want that. We want the proper structure in your firm, and position yourself so that you are able to provide a great environment and a great structure to bring on board a junior, and they have everything they need to do a really great job for you. So anyway, that's what I have to say about the junior designer role. Go ahead and download it on my site, complimentary doc at juliemalloy.com/shop. Okay, thanks so much for joining me today, and don't forget to be bold. Be bold.